Folks, welcome back. This is kind of an Inside Armwrestling WSA video, which will be up on YouTube here shortly. I'm Gregg Sharp, CEO, World Series of ArmWrestling. I gave you the clap, the snap, and the point. Let me take the glasses off and put them down here. Now I'm in my Hollywood mode. Folks, it is Thursday, February 27th. I had to look up into that imaginary calendar we all look at up in the sky to kind of bring it back down at eye level and let you know it's Thursday, February 27th. We've got some great and exciting news going on within the world of WSA and arm wrestling. But I think the biggest news that we have right now, after we just posted this week and had a great response on our prize pool for this week, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how that prize pool works. Simply because we've gotten some questions back and I want to kind of clear up some of the ambiguity. The post in which we put out this week shows, and Anthony will put the post up on the video camera as we're talking, shows the payouts for the finals here in San Diego in November for WSA. And the way we structured it this year is kind of the same and kind of unique. I'm throwing a few curveballs into it because I think that there's some value in terms of growing the benefit in the pool of what someone could really walk away with in the course of a finals with us at WSA. So let's kind of start from the top and we'll work our way down. In the men's pool, we actually have the same weight classes, 176, 209, 239, and super heavyweight. What that means is that we have the same four weight classes, both left hand and right hand, but this year we're paying from first down to 10th. And as you can see on the prize pool money, we've taken the first and the second place prize money up to $3,500 and $2,000 respectively. That is for the left and that is for the right. So if someone wins the left hand at 209 and the right hand at 209, can you believe it? That person actually going to walk away with $7,000. Let that sink in, guys. We're not giving away a box of Pop-Tarts. We're not giving away a certificate. What we're giving away is $7,000 if you win your weight class. Not quite sure where else that you can work your way up a tournament schedule and make that kind of a payback in terms of your effort, especially to show that you are the very best in that weight class, bar none. But $3,500 times 2, $7,000 if you are the best on the left and the right hand side. As we get to the overalls now add $2,500 per left and right. So if you win the 239 and somehow you get by the gorilla Corey West in the finals, we are anticipating that Corey West is coming, obviously, again this year and looking for the big payoff. But if you were a 239er and somehow you got past Corey West, or let's say Gregg Sharp, no, we can't say that, Corey West on the finals and the overall, you would actually walk away with $6,000 for your left arm. Now, if you're Corey West and you're eyeballing this, okay, so now Corey's thinking in himself, all right, self, if I win the left and I win the right and I win the overall and I win the overall on the right, now all of a sudden I am a $12,000 winner. Let that sink in. The winner of the left and right overalls will walk away with $12,000. But wait, I always want to do that. But wait, it gets better. If you win the left and you win the right in the overall class, there's a $3,000 bonus. It's called our super bonus. What that really means, it's kind of like the Catalina wine mixer, right? When you watch the Step Brothers, the Catalina wine mixer, it's like the granddaddy of them all. So for $3,000 more, Corey West, if he walks away left and right, actually walks away with $15,000. Watches, prizes. This is easily going to be a $20,000 plus payout in cash and prizes for our winner of both the left and right overall, if that person is able to do that. Now here's the catch. Obviously, there's always a catch. You got to read the terms and conditions. They always have a fine line in there. As we learned with MailChimp today, as we realized that we weren't able to send out all the emails that we thought we were, everybody's laughing in the background as I say that. So there is a terms and conditions catch. Here's the terms and condition. If the left-handed winner of the overall doesn't win the right, That $3,000 rolls over to season 5, in which it'll become a $6,000 prize. Now, granted, we've seen a rise every year in prize money, but in this way, the cumulative value of that bonus round, that super round, okay, will go to $6,000 in season 5. And if somebody doesn't win it season 5, it goes to 9 or more as we continue to create more good working relationships and partnerships out there. That number is going to continue to rise as well. But just for clarification, if you come in and you win the left in the overall, in the left in your weight class and the overall, that's $6,000. Right in the overall, on the right hand in your weight class, that's $6,000. That's $12,000, and you win that super bonus of $3,000. It's a $15,000 payday. Again, Catalina wine mixer. Man, that's so great. Anyway, so when we go back now, we go down to the women's side, we go down to the master side. We've kind of modified this, and I think it's really because of the lessons that we've learned in terms of those classes right now. They're not heavily attended, and some may say, well, if you put more prize money out, you'll get more people. Some may say it's just the way that the relative history of the sport has been. But we're going to continue to have our women's classes. And what we're going to have is we're going to have an open weight class for the prize money for women this year. And what that means is we're going to pay first, second, and third out. 250, 150, and 100, both left and right. But just like the men's class, we're going to add a $600 super bonus. If the winner of the left is the winner of the right, they can walk away with $500, $1,100 on the women's side, as well as the masters. We're going to have an open masters class. So there may be some really good 50 and older pullers out there, which I'm sure there are. I know quite a few of them, that want to come in and find themselves in the same position. They can win the left, they can win the right, and if they get the super bonus extra by winning both left and right, there's another $600 for them. So the winner on the Masters class can walk away with $1,000, $1,100, excuse me, minimum. Same with the women's. But here it is, folks. We're not done working with sponsors. And I know that we put this prize money pool up for you to view, really to get you excited about the season. But by waiting for a few of these other sponsors to come through, that timeline starts to diminish from when we start to when we finish. And I'd rather get a basis of what we have right now out there. And as you saw in season 3, we continue to increase over the course of the season. So as we bring in more of our partnerships here in the world of WSA, we are going to be super, super excited to be able to increase those numbers where appropriate, as well as it's important to note, folks, these relationships that I put together are not singular relationships. I actually worked out several very key relationships in my own private business with people that I work with across the country that now will guarantee this prize money with WSA for years and years to come. So this is not a fly-by-night. This is, as you can see, we're in our 4th season. We continue to put more money out. Heck, I think over the last 3 years, we've put out well over $100,000+ in cash, and certainly well over $200,000 in cash and prizes. We continue to lead the way. We also have a super exciting announcement that we are editing right now season 3 for Play on ESPN. They have given us the go-ahead to start putting together our season 3 final for them to be able to put out later this year. We'll continue to work with our streaming partners as we always have. But think about it, folks. If you're at the finals with WSA, not only can you walk away with a lot of money, but you can actually be seen now going forward on ESPN. How cool is that? That's super cool. But that's our commitment. We decide that we want to go after proactive things in the world of arm wrestling, and hopefully those efforts and these announcements show that. Now, I will step back real quick, folks, because I know that this season 2 has been a kind of a sore thumb for all of us in terms of getting it out. One of the reasons why season 2 has not been seen yet on Tubi or on Amazon is they went through some restructuring inside their internal operations value. We've received emails, we've received follow-ups. We continue to receive dates in which we were supposed to go live. And I know it's frustrating because obviously we want to see it come out. I know you as the athletics, the athletes that are in it want to see it come out. But we don't hold the strings to these companies, folks. Much like nobody holds the strings to WSA, we don't hold the strings to these streaming platforms. We have been greenlit. We have sent them in. We see every week an update, either it's static or we get a date in terms of release. But obviously those release dates haven't been held through, but we are on their platform. So we have to wait for them to help us help you. So please don't get too anxious on that. The worst case scenario, we're going to make an executive decision if we don't see either Amazon or Tubi playing this out by this first week of March. We're going to release it on Free Live Sports. That way you guys can see it on our stream. And that way we'll get through season 2 and move into season 3, which, let me tell you something. The edit on season 3 is just amazing. We really changed the dynamic of how we want to present this show, and I think it really shows. Also, with that, season 3 will probably not air until ESPN puts it out for the finals, in which then we will load it and put it out there for you to see on the other streaming ends as well. Lastly, folks, we want to talk about the regionals. And the regionals this year are going to be a little bit different. And the reason why, and I could tell you as the commander, if you will, of this ship, is because when I first started WSA, I really looked at this as a 5-year plan. And what I mean by that is I never put an unrealistic time frame on anything that we were going to do. Matter of fact, I actually tried to push the time frame out into the future simply because I'd rather underpromise and overdeliver than vice versa. So by doing that, we really looked at WSA as a 5-year initial plan to be able to sit back down and reevaluate where we are. However, with a lot of these strategic relationships that we've now created with BetSparkets, the business relationships we have that are going to be funding the prize and sponsor or prize pool money, the sponsors, the TV stations, the streaming networks, Radiate, Inside Armwrestling, ESPN, Free Live Sports, all of these exciting things, we sat down here over the last several weeks and kind of reanalyzed how we're doing it, taking a look at the really good things that we do and the things that perhaps are not as effective or successful as any good business should. So starting in May, we are going to start a new way of doing our regionals. It's called WSA Road to the Finals, in which we're going to have a plethora of regional events for you to qualify in. One of the real, well, I should say two of the real feedbacks that we've seen over the course of the last 3 years. Number one, we have found that there aren't enough regionals, and because of that, a lot of athletes who would love to come haven't been able to put their schedule together to make one of the 6 or 7 that we've done. So now we need to expand that. We really want to open it up because obviously the finals is where we want all the best athletes in the U.S. and beyond to come and to compete and to take my money. That's the great thing, right? Whether you like me or you don't like me, come and take my money. Thank me for taking my money or laugh at me for taking my money. I don't care. Just come and take my money. That's what we want. The second thing that we saw that has been a little bit of a piece back and forth in conversation, a lot of people don't come to the regionals because they don't have all the weight classes that they would want to pull in. And therefore, they may want to pull in a higher weight class and not cut weight. They may want to pull in a lower weight class and move up in the finals. But because some of the smaller or potentially larger weight class positions may or may not fit in where they are as an athlete, we've decided now to put the regionals back into our local promoters' hands at no cost to them. I know that may sound funny, that there's no cost to you, as it should be. If we are the organization, you shouldn't have to pay us to help work with us to get athletes out here. It's kind of a unique concept, I think. But the answer is we don't want you to pay us to be able to do a WSA regional. We're going to supply you with medals. Depending upon the size of your regional, we're going to supply you with an allotment of hotel rooms. We're going to have still a 7-core regional system in which we're going to have the bulk of the hotel rooms given out, and those are going to be more region specific. But some of these smaller events that happen in areas that we can't get to, there'll be an allotment for either the overalls or best of class in those areas for them to be able to come out and enjoy competing in the finals and being able to secure themselves a hotel room in doing it. We're going to open it up to some international international partners, which we're going to announce here over the next couple of weeks, in which if you are outside of the U.S., whether you're in perhaps Mexico, Canada, Australia, Europe, there'll be opportunities for you to support your local promoters who are going to work with WSA in order for you to qualify to come over here. We don't care if what federation that you work through in terms of competing on a world championship end. That's not our concern. We welcome it in. We'll have a non-denominational value of referees as we've always had at the finals. And of course, it's open for you to come and take Gregg's money. Isn't that a great thing? Take Gregg's money. It should actually be a show. Take Gregg's money. Write that down, guys. I think we need that one. Take Gregg's money. But once again, when you get to the finals, it's going to be a different dynamic. With all of these changes, we're going to increase our production value. We've got some really cool things coming here for the finals here. LED screens. We're going to be straight to stream in the finals. That way you can wager on the finals. There'll be a lot of different components going on with us. And of course, obviously, we want you to be a very integral part of that. We've got some interactive type sites that will enable you to not only watch if you're out of state, but actually participate in a comment or in a directional one-on-one with our commentators. It's really a great way to increase our value on a production end and really bring World Series again into that next level for all of the end users and viewers to be able to be a part of us. We want you to be at the finals, not only as an athlete, but if you can't, we want you to experience as if you were in the front row right there watching it every arm pull, every match of that day. So, folks, great times, exciting times, things that Melissa's over there doing some crazy things with some moisturizer and watching her hands move as we're taping here. She wanted to be on the video, at least being mentioned. That's why she's laughing now. But it's a great time for us here at WSA. And look for us this weekend. We're going to be at the Arnold. We're going to make an announcement with a new team member coming to us. And you'll see us do that live. That team member is going to be with me in Columbus. Exciting to bring him on board. And as always, guys, STEM Regen, our sponsor here. Go online, find the code G2F, get your discount, become an affiliate, earn some extra dollars. Bucked Up, once again, follow them, use our codes, get started with them. Great affiliates for us. You know, Nima Roofing, thank you for coming on board as one of our bigger sponsors that are really going to help us grow over the next couple of years. And always my local sponsors here, Electrically, Leo's Plumbing, One Call, McKee Tile, just a bunch of people that come together to really help make arm wrestling a value. And look for us, guys, I'm gonna say this now, and I don't usually forecast. Look for us to maybe be with the 2028 Olympics in LA as an exhibition. We're working closely with the mayor of Chula Vista and the Olympic Center here in San Diego. We are hoping that we're going to actually be able to bring an exhibition tournament to the Olympics to give the Olympic Committee a bird's eye view of exactly what arm wrestling could be on the world stage. Who knows? Maybe at that point they'll actually look for us in the Olympics. But if anything else, how neat is that going to be if we're successful for you to be able to come out, participate in an exhibition through the Olympic weekend, or weeks, I should say, not weekends, but weeks in LA, 2028 summer. We're super excited. Great things here, folks. Just remember to do your best at all times. Have a lot of fun. Life is too short to worry about the nonsense out there. And remember, if you're going to play left field for the Yankees, the skipper is not going to want you looking at the audience and the people in the stands. You got to keep your face focused on the batter. That way you can be the best left fielder that you can be. And with WSA, we want to really emphasize the fact that we want to stay focused on what's coming in the future and let all the distractions keep going on that unanswered side. Because at the end of the day, folks, winning Gregg's money is like the best thing that you can have happen in your life. I'll use my Travis voice. My man, if I could take some of Gregg's money back to where I'm from, I am coming for all of his money. Travis, I love you. I know that that's maybe a good or bad impersonation, but We'll leave on that, folks. Clap, snap, point. World Series of Arm Wrestling is out. Inside Arm Wrestling is out. Find us on Free Live Sports. As always, find us on Radiate TV, Roku, Pluto, Apple, Google. You name it, we're there. Find us, support us. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.